Shalom. Shalom, Yeshua. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honors, and glories to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching 100% truth. Wa Barakatham unto the 144,000, as well as the rest of the elect. May peace and blessings be unto your households. It's your brother. What the hell? It's like, oh, okay. It's your brother Gadal from the Great Millstone Dallas branch. And in this quick lesson, we're just going to get into pretty much how, all comes short when it comes to the glory of Yahweh Bashem Shah. In other words, man, we're all filthy rags, even our forefathers, man, right? And it chiefly started with Adam and Eve, right? And they first went off. And after that, it just continues on all the way up until today, where it's the worst that it's ever been, because, when you read the scriptures, man, you do, you hear about how, how our forefathers was perfect, upright men that feared or hated evil. It says, yeah, you can hate the evil, but that doesn't change the fact that you're still subject to falling to that evil or whatever it may be. You sinning ultimately, which is breaking any law, statute, commandments. Hell, you doing that right now with the clothes you got on. Right? Hell, you did it probably not too long ago. You looked at a woman with a fat ass and she got a man. And you're already thinking about popping her and shit, stuff like that. It's like, you don't think, you got to put it in perspective. Like, you don't think our forefathers were subject to stuff like that too? Now, don't get me wrong. It was better back then. It was better. Don't get me wrong. But that doesn't mean they wasn't subject. Hell, King David, man. Right? Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get that. Let me get that. First Kings. I think it's First Kings. Hold on. Yeah, all right. This is First Kings chapter 15, verse 5 in the NLT. It says, "For David had done what was pleasing in Yahweh Bashem Shai's sight, and had obeyed Yahweh's commandments throughout his life, except in the affair concerning Uriah the Hittite," right? Except when he basically slept with another man's wife, right? And took her, basically, took her and committed murder, putting the dude on the front line. But if I'm not mistaken, scripture says that, David was a man after the Most High's heart, of Yahweh Bashem Shai's heart. But he did this, though. Goes to show you that, when it comes to, man, our forefathers, bro, hey, they were subject to the same shit. Even the prophets, same shit. You got to remember, bro, we are all in these chains of darkness, man. We are all in these fleshly bodies. We'll go ahead and get Jude chapter 1, verse 6. It says, "And the angels were kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation. He have reserved in everlasting chains under darkness until the judgment of the great day." And that's, man, we are them angels that kept not our first estate, man. Right? Because our first estate was being perfect, but now we've been placed in these chains of darkness. And as you can see, man, these bodies got the name chains of darkness for a reason, man. And it's not just because it doesn't mean shit. It's because, like, bro, these bodies are literally completely contrary unto Yahweh Bashem Shah. We'll go ahead and get that in Romans, because I know I usually quote it, but I'm just get it, man. Because the Apostle Paul, man, because I know I get this a lot, man. I quote this a lot. That, man, he understood that, like, bro, these bodies, like, he explained it to a T perfectly what you deal with in these damn bodies, man. Straight up. But I'm going to get this Romans chapter 7, and the title says the conflict of two natures. Exactly, two natures, man. You got your spirit and your flesh. Your flesh got its own thing it wants to do, just like your spirit got the thing it wants to do was catering to Yahweh Bashem Shai. That's why it's a daily fight. That's why your biggest enemy is yourself, man, because it's the damn flesh that you have to fucking fight every damn day. Right? But really, I'm gonna be jumping through this. Well, I'm going to get Romans. I'm start 14. It's Romans chapter 7, verse 14. It says, "For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal, sold under sin." Being in these chains of darkness, man. We're subject to going off. Romans 8 and 20. It says, "For that which I do, which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that I do." So he was saying basically the things that I would do, that I don't even do it. But the things that I hate doing, that's what I'm doing. That's what we're subject to in these bodies. And Reed says, "If then I do it, that which I would not, I consent unto the law that is good. Now then it is no more I that do it, but the sin that dwelleth in me." It's the flesh, bro. It's the flesh, man. Because we all got testimonies of doing stuff that, we know it's like, man, I shouldn't be doing this. And your spirit's like, man, it's not okay. I don't want to do this, but you did it anyway, right? Because of this damn flesh, man. And guess what? Our forefathers were subject to the same thing, man. Right? That's I got in that First Kings, man. That's just one example. David, bro. He was literally. Lord said he was a man after the Most High's heart. When you hear something like that, you'll think someone like that be perfect, but he wasn't. Now he was perfect in the sight of the Lord, which is just complete. Because perfect goes into complete. But he still sinned, just like everybody else. Now, with that being said, does that mean you just go and sin just to do it, for the fucks of it, man? And you just loving it? Hell no, man. You fight the shit, but it's inevitable that it's going to happen. That's it. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump down. Verse 23. This is Romans chapter 7, verse 23. It says, "But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, the spirit, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members," man. So, bro, like, we're in captivity under our own damn bodies. Because we're subject to going off. We're subject to demons fucking with us, man. Doing things that you don't want to do. Now, is it like that every single time? No, it's not like that every single time. But it happens. We can't sit here and act like it don't happen. We fight this shit, but hey, guess what? You're not going to be perfect 100% of the time. You're not going to be in the spirit 100% of the time. Simple as that. And just, like I'm gonna keep reiterating this throughout the lesson. Like, bro, our forefathers was in that same stead, bro. We ain't got the book of Judges for nothing. Right? And our forefathers, man, they were great men. It was faith. They were justified by their faith, right? Matter of fact, well, before I get that, let me finish this out first before I get that. But I'm at verse 24. It says, "O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of death," man? Because that's what this body is. It's nothing but a body of death, because it wants to do what it wants to do, which is really completely contrary unto Yahweh Bashion Shah. That like, man, yeah, this body's just completely contrary to the Lord, man. You can read that Galatians, I think 5th or 6th chapter. Right? The works of the flesh were made manifest, lasciviousness, idolatry, envy, strife, stuff of the adultery, all stuff of that nature, bro. That's all the lust of the flesh, man. And the shit is ass as fuck. It's ass as fuck. It gets you in this spirit pretty much, man. "Oh, wretched man I am, wretched man that I am," man. And this is Apostle Paul, bro. Apostle Paul. Right? The one that was handpicked by Yahweh Shai. Hey, man. Hey, it's just too many accounts in the scripture that shows you, man, we're cooked without Yahweh Bashion Shai. It's too many. Too damn many for you to think that, oh, I could just keep the law and be good. Fuck no, boy. You cannot just keep the law and be good. Nah, bro, you fucked. You're fucked off of that, man. Scriptures goes into it, man. I'm finna get it. I'm finna get it. This is Romans chapter 3 and verse 23. Wait. Matter of fact, 22. This is this is Romans chapter 3, verse 22 says, even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith of Yahushua HaMashiach unto all and upon all them that believe, that are Israelites, meaning, throwing that out there. For there is no difference, for all have sinned and come short to the glory of the Yahushua. So do you think that just applies to today? It do apply to today, of course, but that applies to our forefathers too. You got to keep in mind, there's only one person on this earth that was able to walk perfect. And every Jake knows that, man. It was Yahushua, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Right? So it's just like if he's the only one that did it, that would by default have to mean everybody has went off. Even after coming to the truth, that doesn't change, bro. You still go off. You just do it less. That's all that happens, man. Right? And that shit, hey, bro, it sucks. Don't get me wrong, but just throwing it out there, man, we're ultimately justified through our faith in Yahweh Shai, man. Hebrews, the 11th chapter, man. Go read it, man. That's a perfect chapter that goes into faith, man. Because if you ain't got it, then guess what? You ain't got Yahweh Shai. Because our faith is in Yahweh Shai in hopes that we be saved by him from this fucking hellhole, man. From this place as well as from these bodies. Because, we need to be saved from Esau Edom. Because he makes it even easier to give into the flesh. But hell, we got to get out this flesh, bro. Because it's just no goddamn good, bro. This flesh can't contain our spirit for real. It can't. That's why we can't operate at full capacity. And Lord's gonna give some of his man spiritual powers, but it's still not gonna be, scripture says it best. I'm trying to explain, but scripture says it best, man. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is just weak, bro. It's weak. This sinful ass flesh, man, chains of darkness, man, because a lot of times, man, when you do shit that you don't want to do, bro, it's not. Apostle Paul already said in Romans 7, right? It's not him that do it, but it's the sin that dwells in him, bro. It's the flesh. Now, does that mean we just don't fight it at all and we just feel the lust of the flesh every damn time? No. It doesn't mean that. It just means that when we do fall, it's because of the flesh, though. Because if we didn't have this flesh, we will never fall. If we never fall, we will be perfect. And not, when I say perfect, meaning with no sin. But this is all part of Yahweh Shai movies, man. Movie. That he wanted us to fall and rely, be in a position to where we have to rely on Yahweh Shai. In a position where we have to rely on Yahweh Shai. That kind of rhyme. But that's how the Lord wanted it, man. Shit, hell, I wouldn't want it any other way, man. I just hope, we just hope, me and the sister Akim and you sister Aqua, that we're even counted worthy to be saved, man. Because we're not. Ultimately, none of us worthy to be saved, bro. None of us we don't even deserve to have this truth. We're being saved by pure mercy. And ultimately through our faith in him, because he's always starting with the ones that have the faith in Yahweh Shai. They're the only ones. I'm going to get that in Ephesians chapter 2. God damn. Okay. I feel like your phone just being retarded. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. It says, For by grace are ye saved. Right? So for by grace, which is, favor, ultimately mercy, partiality, and judgment. Right? Because Lord, he's going to have mercy on his elect. So for by grace are ye saved through faith. Right? So the only ones that's going to have that, ultimately that grace, that favor, that partiality, and judgment is the ones that has the faith in Yahweh Shai, in Yahweh Shai, ultimately. It says, and that not of yourselves is the gift of the Yahweh Shai, man. It's the gift of the Lord that the fact we're going to be saved. Just because he's being partial in judgment with us, as well as through our faith in Yahweh Shai. Simple as that. But anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I just kind of want to put that out there, man. Just keeping in mind, our forefathers wasn't perfect either, man. Like, yeah, we're in the worst that we've ever been, but our forefathers wasn't perfect either, man. I gave an example. I think I gave two examples if I'm mistaken. Nah, I think I just gave one. The David one for sure, right? The David one where he perfect upright man, but hell, oh yeah, Paul too, right? Paul, he told you he wasn't perfect, man. He literally, died and came back, but he wasn't perfect either. He sinned just like we do. But anyways, Lord willing, y'all was edified. I want to end it off by saying, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Brakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And until next time I say, Shalom, Yasharala.